Hi, it's Barbara Greenlee with Green Moon Stamp Studio, and in this video we're going to make this card using the Thoughtful Wishes bundle, and we're also going to use the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. In addition to that, I'm going to show you this cool watercolor technique using your water-based markers to get this watercolor look for the inside and the envelope to match the paper. So let's get started. Okay, we are going to make this Thoughtful Wishes card, and I'm going to also show you how to do this watercolor technique on the inside that's going to match your paper using a marker technique. This is the Thoughtful Wishes stamp set that I'm using for this, and these are the dies. We're using this large flourish die right here for our border on our card. So let me put this aside and let's start working on our card. I've got a Lost Lagoon base, and I am just putting the tape right on the front of the card because I have an embossed background using the Cute Crochet 3D embossing folder. So here is that already embossed piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to put that right on the front of the card. And the reason I put the tape right on the card base is sometimes with textured cardstock, using this aggressive tape, this Stampin' Seal Plus, it will rip the paper a little bit, so I don't want to rip the paper. Okay, now we've got this flourish, and we've got the Designer Series paper. This is the Thoughtful Journey that I'm going to mat on white, but I used my white mat to get this flourish first. A little paper saving technique, no reason to cut another scrap. And this flourish kind of has a curve to it, so if you put it on this way, then you'll see more of the design. This part you're not going to see much, but if you use this half, you'll see more. So put a little swipe of tape right on your card. That's going to hold that in place for us. Then we're going to tape this on. So taping that to the mat. And this is paper is 6 by 6, so this is a little less than half a sheet. The DSP is 2 3/4 by 5, and then the white mat behind it is 3 by 5 1/4. If you want to know the measurements. That way you can get 2 out of each piece of Designer Series paper. Then this is going to cover up that tape that we put right there. And I just made this, it's just as tall as the embossed background. And I'm going to let a little bit of that peek out right there and just put this on. Okay, so that's our basic card. Now we're going to use some ribbon. And this is the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock. No, actually, what is it called? Pretty Peacock and Gold Metallic ribbon. Love this ribbon. And I decided on my extra card here that I'm going to make it a sympathy card. So I went and got a different greeting that says heartfelt condolences. Put a little bit of tape behind that greeting. And then I just want to loop that over like that. That's the best way for me to put the ribbon behind there. Then use your sharp scissors, cut the ribbon pieces off. And then I did put this up on dimensionals. We're going to put this right here. And then I'm going to show you our watercolor technique with the markers in a second. Let's go ahead and put on our dots. These are Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. They match the paper really nice. Put a little one there, and a big one, and then another little one over here. If you're making multiples, the best thing to do on your gems is to try to even them out. That way you won't run out of big ones and small ones. So if you start, like, looks like I have a little bit more big ones, so the next couple of cards I'll do 2 big ones and a small one. That way they'll get evened out. Okay, now for the inside. And I've already stamped a greeting that goes with my condolence card here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our stamp and we're going to use markers. I've got the Petunia Pop. This is the colors that is in the paper, and Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. So you're going to use your brush tip side, and we're just going to, on the side of the marker, you know, you don't want to go straight down, you want to color with the side. We're going to color the tops of the flowers, and you don't have to be precise on this. With the Petunia Pop. Then I'm copying the paper so it looks like Pretty Peacock right under the blooms. So I'm going to do the same thing on the stamp. And again, you don't have to be precise. We're going for a watercolor look, so don't worry about staying in the lines perfectly. Just want to get those bottom parts right under the buds, like that. And then the rest is going to be Lost Lagoon. So that's going to be your leaves and your stem. So just get some, and don't worry about the ink drying. You don't have to keep going back over it. Not for this technique. If we didn't want it to look like watercolor, when we were done, we would just huff on it and our breath would moisten the ink, and then we would stamp it. But in this case, we want it to be watercolor. So we're going to take some water and we're going to spritz it. So I'm going to spritz it off camera, but I'm just going to spritz it twice because I don't want to get water all over it. So I'm just going to turn to the side, and you will see that has made it all watery. So we are going to, let's see, I'm going to get a piece of scrap here so I don't mess up my pretty mat. So then you're just going to stamp it on your paper and hold it for a second or two to let the water kind of do its thing. And then you've got that blurring of the color to give it a watercolor look. So that's going to match your paper. I love that technique. So then we're just going to, it dries pretty fast. It's pretty dry already. We're going to put that inside the card. And then you can do the same thing on the envelope if you want. I did it on this envelope here. So that gives you the matching. And there is our card. Give me a like and a comment. Let me know if you've done this technique with the spritzing before. And thanks.